We're fairly deep in the Dayton cemetery, and I wanted to get this on film and show you guys, but this is one of the oldest burial plots in the cemetery. You can see it's made of wood. Obviously it's carved very equally, but this is a fine piece of work, and you know, there's a lot of old stones in here. The nice thing about tonight is we have a gibbous moon, so it's fairly well lit up. I haven't had much activity. There's been some movement. You know, what I'm doing is I'm using a method currently to draw in their curiosity, you know, because I want them to know that I'm not a threat. I'm not going to damage their stones, and hopefully by the end of the night I'll cash in on some EVPs and ghost photos. But it's taken me time. I've spent a long time here. We're in freezing temperatures, and there's a lot of little hidden stones amongst the brush. And like you can see this old wall, a lot of Italians buried here. It's very hard to maneuver around the cemetery. Even though the moon is out, there's a lot of newer stones mixed in with older stones. That's a funeral area I just found, and appears that the recorder keeps going off on its own. That's kind of weird. But I'm gonna grab my flashlight. I'm gonna take you guys, like you have a chain link fence here in a grave. It's very odd because you might have a grave from the 1800s surrounded by a chain link fence, or you might have an area where, you know, you have an old fence such as that with a lot of old stones. There's a giant cross way off in the distance. I really don't know. This cemetery is so big overlooking the town, there's no set path, so I really don't know where I'm going. I'm just kind of walking in the dark and, you know, taking EVPs and pictures, but I wanted to take you guys to another old burial site. I think this one you're really going to enjoy. And then we're going to take you off into the area where they have funerals, and I will shut the camera down and we'll do an EVP session. There are dogs barking in the background. But anyways, this is sad. Obviously vandalism. These were wooden grave markers. They're down. I don't know if I can fix them because I'd have to dig them in the dirt to make them stand. You only have one standing. And you can see right here, the name's barely visible. But this is one of the older stones. And then you come up here and you have this giant stone foundation with probably rock quarried out of Virginia City. Obviously, this was a very wealthy, prominent family. I mean, you look at the elaborate wrought iron work. I used to work with wrought iron back in the day, and it's, you know, I mean, it takes a lot of work. It takes machines and everything to curve this and melt it and heat it up and bend it, but you have a nice monument in the center and other family graves. And then you come around here, around the fence, and you have another family plot surrounded by wrought iron. It's a very peaceful place. And obviously, you know, I've read a lot that vandalism has occurred here, and so now they protect it very heavily, but I'm hoping that this research project can help preserve this place. You know, the research we do, basically, it helps fund cemeteries. People see these cemeteries, they donate to them because of us. And so there is a good side to what we do, but I'm walking around the plot. It's very large. This is completely around the plot. And you can clearly see this is amazing, very amazing. You come over here, you have underneath a tree a grave marker. You come up here, it's a very woodsy area, and you have an old wood fence with a stone or a statue back there and a giant cross. But we're going to take you over to where they have funerals. I feel that we'll be able to cash in on some EVPs, get them to talk, get the entities to talk to us a little bit. You know, it's a work in progress. Being a ghost hunter, for some people, is all about entertainment, the thrill of, you know, maybe seeing a ghost. But for me, it isn't about that. It's not even about collecting evidence. It's about preserving these sites so that they last another 100 years, 200 years. And the only way to do that is to come to these places to show these people the conditions, the plots, the wonderful history of it. And if the ghosts come with it, the ghosts come with it. But as you can see, we're back to this plot here, and we're going to finish off the video with a couple old graves, and then the area where they hold wakes outdoors. A couple old stones here. It's an amazing place. I've already been in this cemetery for like an hour, just walking around. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just looking around, just seeing the sights. I haven't had really any EMF readings. I know I probably got some EVPs. I've been taking my time with my sessions, but a lot of boulders. And as we get closer on in here, we're going to be entering it's actually a very eerie, dismal area, because this is an area where funerals and things were held. A lot of newer graves appear to be here. There's please close when leaving. That must be the gate out. Let me go ahead and we're going to check this. There's an information board as I walk along here. Rules for cemeteries. This is basically the rules and regulations. So, there's a little memorial here. We're definitely going to check it on out. It says landscaping donated by Leah Callaghan, Mike Hughes, Dayton, Kiwanis, Dayton Valley Nursery, and Mike Pradere, June of 1994. And I have to admit, these guys have landscaped this place wonderful. This is the chapel on the hill. This is obviously the place where the coffins are laid, and we're going to see if we can get these entities to be a little more active. I'll try. There's no guarantee. You have some flowers that are protruding through. If you're here with me, please make the chimes move. Give me a sign you are here. Please make the chimes move. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm going to pull up my EMF detector. If you are here with me, give me a sign you are here. Please make your presence known. Please. I know something's been here with me all night. It's extremely cold. It's like I can almost sense that they want to communicate with me, but they're almost like what's this guy doing here by himself talking to us? What's all this equipment he's holding, But we definitely would like to get some activity. I'm putting this up to the chimes. Are you here with us? Whoa. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an EVP session. It is true that sometimes even during burials, it is true that entities will not show themselves or where they're buried near, and sometimes they're connected to their body, so they'll come around, or if they... So, I mean, we don't expect activity because we are here for the history, but if the chimes go off, probably when I shut the camera off, the chimes will start ringing. But I'm going to turn on my recorder and do an EVP session, and hopefully we'll get something. If not, we'll tour the rest of the cemetery and work with it. I'd like to bring you guys one or two more videos here before we wrap up the investigation. This is Lord Rick. Check us out. www.paranormalghostsociety.org.